look at the six-finger giant discovered in 2002 as it was captured by the United States Marines exiting a cave in Afghanistan. We can connect the Old Testament mistranslated King James Bible English textbook story of giants in the land of the Egyptian land of Canaan. In other words, the European-faced giant with five fingers and one thumb on each hand is Revelation 9:11. Number of the beast is the number of man. His number is 666. This beast goes further in the Bible to description to gather all the world armies and send them into Jerusalem and Syria to wage war against the three fingers and one thumb, big black oval-shaped eyes, the original elongated-headed Old Testament glowing circular, wheeling the world like UFO aliens. Now these UFO aliens is the aliens of the African continent. I call them the H2-925 aliens. So they had no penis between their legs. In fact, they had smooth skin there where a woman's vagina would be. This would place the H2-925 aliens out of the category of the false 400-year-old mistranslated King James Bible European Lord God Word religion, where Jesus and Jehovah, both two European characters, can be connected to the 2002 six-finger Goliath alien. That he was a time traveling through a time warp, and it was under that cave that he appeared in 2002. Now in the Bible, this Apollyon gathers all of the European nations and NATO and sends them to Syria and Jerusalem for the War of Armageddon. And so as it looks like we are heading towards United Nations and Europe shaking hands with the European-faced Arabs, okay, and the European-faced Israelites. So when you talk about all these European characters invading Northeast Africa, now in Ezra 1:3 it says, "Let us go up to Jerusalem, which is located in the land of Judah." It does not say it is located in the land of Israel. So today on the globe map, you will see European-faced Israelites named under Jerusalem instead of Judah. Okay, that's why we look, when we go back to the biblical African counting line of things, ruling over the entire African continent from south to north, then the Egyptian land of Canaan is also his what he ruled over. So in the Bible, these European six-finger giants was in the land, and the Bible don't go on for us to talk about these six-finger giant giving the land of the GIZA SPHINX Ethiopians of ancient Judea and Jerusalem to European-faced Israelites. So if we get into that subject, we will see that the current European-faced Israelites are illegal occupiers, and who's their God? None other than a bearded old man image of Jehovah. So if we connect this time-traveling European six-finger giant, in which I'm showing his face on this video, to old bearded man image of God. Now remember, in my video, you're going to see the up-close face of the 2002 European giant, like Goliath creature. And this European Goliath in the Bible that gathers all the world armies together and sends them to Syria and Jerusalem, they're doing that today. NATO is a totally European aliens connected to the Pleiades system and to the six-finger Roswell alien. Now the Roswell alien looks like a naked white man with a bulging belly. Okay, so as we go back to the stealth pyramid civilization of Ham, Temple Wall in Babylon, we're going to see a 339 image of an elongated-headed alien that created the first African atom on the walls. And his eye level is where the stone Ethiopian cross image of the Nibiru is. So as we look at this false man-based European Lord God Word religion image of Jesus and Jehovah, we can only connect them to the takeover of Africa. Of the original GIZA SPHINX line as he ruled over the original 12 African continent tribes from South Africa to North. in the Old Testament, where David killed Goliath with a slingshot. So it's clear to say that the 4 feet tall, 6-fingered 1947 Roswell alien that looks like a naked European with a bulging belly. Remember, the Roswell alien is up on the Babylonian steppe pyramid civilization of Ham temple walls as a bald-headed European-looking alien. Now, this Roswell alien is underneath the barely discernible foot of the face image of a 339 alien. Now, the 339 alien turns out to be the H2925 African continent extraterrestrial Elohim. They created the first elongated-headed African atom. As we see that the H2925 alien has 3 fingers and 1 thumb on each hand, 4 feet tall, and a long watermelon-shaped head, and big black oval-shaped eyes. So this war and havoc can be connected to the H2925 African continent alien of the GIZA SPHINX, or the black man's face upon the lion's body, which we now see in front of the Isaiah 19:19 GIZA pyramids. As he ruled over the original 12 African continent tribes before they was illegally renamed in the book of Psalms, 105th chapter, 23rd verse, in the 16th century, by King James appointed 72 Greek and Hebrew scholars. As they translated the Islamic Aramaic Dead Sea Scrolls, they illegally changed the 12 African continent tribes into the 12 sons of Jacob, and wrongfully credited the 12 sons of Jacob as entering into ancient Egypt from Babylon, or from the Babylonian steppe pyramid civilization of Ham, as they started ancient Judaism. We now see that the Templemount is an elongated-headed African atomic race building structure connected to the GIZA SPHINX line of Judea and Jerusalem and Ethiopia. As we see that the Templemount was never connected to the European Gentile nation or the 10 horns of Daniel. It was always connected to the stone Ethiopian cross-shaped building structure located in modern Lalibela. As we look at the geometric outer wall images of the octagonal building structure that has a golden dome, we will first see that the 2 section in the first level of the stone rectangular window frames. There's 3 levels. The 3rd level is up on the octagonal roof, supporting the golden dome, where we see a wall that has steppe pyramid E images of the black African steppe pyramid civilization of Ham. Now, as we go back to the first level of the dome of the rock outer wall, we see that there's 4 doors to an octagonal building structure that has a golden dome. And adjacent to the entrance door, we see 2 stone white X's, one above the other. Now, if you draw a vertical line down from the corners of the top stone X, that they intersect with the corners of the bottom stone X, and you do it on the left and right side. The resulting image is that of a stone Ethiopian cross-shaped building structure, in which we currently see located in modern Lalibela. In other words, we have geometrically proven that the Templemount, or octagonal building structure of King David and Solomon, is 100% connected to Ethiopia's black African Chaldean Ethiopian line things of Giza, Gaza, Palestine, and Jerusalem. Now, this is in the book of Joshua 15 chapter 20 to the 47th verse. It speaks about the land area of the black man faced upon the lion's body, in which we now see in front of the Isaiah 19:19 GIZA pyramid, in which the book of Genesis 49 chapter and 8 verse speaks of as the Chaldean Ethiopian line things of ancient Judaism. And so as we look at the book of Joshua 15 chapter through the 47th verse, now remember, I'm quoting from the 400-year-old mistranslated King James Bible, false man-based world religion textbook, English textbook. So this tells us that the land of Judah is EKRON, ASHKELON, Palestine, Ethiopia, GATH, Gaza Strip. Now remember, if we look at the Templemount not being connected to any European character in which was placed in the image section of the 400-year-old mistranslated King James Bible, such as the European bearded image of Jesus or the old bearded image of the old man Jehovah. Okay, both of these are European characters that's connected to the false man-based Lord God world religions. Now, if we look at the Templemount structure being connected to 4 feet tall, big black oval-shaped eyes, 3 fingers and 1 thumb on each hand, H2925 African continent alien that was in Ezekiel's Old Testament, glowing circular wheel in the world like your foe, then it changes the entire historical record in which we read in the mistranslated King James Bible. For instance, if we look at the elongated African Adam face image being generated from the inverted Templemount area, where we see this stone rectangular foundation and the octagonal building structure that has a golden dome in the center. When we view it upside down, when we view this Templemount structure upside down, we see an elongated-headed H2925 alien. Now, this alien looks like the Area 51 alien, okay, that was placed on YouTube, which is a dark brown skinned alien that stands about 4 feet tall. This H2925 alien, in which I've tagged, resembles the African continent elongated-headed alien that created the first African Adam. But if we go back to the Templemount, now the African continent, if you draw 12 lines from south to north, east to west horizontal line, and view them with satellite imagery, you're going to see nothing but African tribes living in each of the 12 geographic land surface lines upon the African continent. This brings us into the terminology in which I call the original 12 African continent tribes, in which the GIZA SPHINX line of ancient Judea and Jerusalem ruled over. Now, before they was illegally renamed in the 16th century by the 72 Greek and Hebrew scholars appointed by King James into the 12 sons of Jacob. And a second illegal renaming changed the 12 sons of Jacob into the 12 tribes of Israel. So none of these illegal name changes can be correctly applied to the 12 African continent tribes, in which are the original normal-headed African Adamic race that was created in Genesis 2:7. Now, if we go back to the inverted Templemount rectangular foundation that has the central golden dome structure upon the octagonal building structure, when we look at this alien, one face, okay, now in my videos I refer to it as, could Alien 1 be the original elongated-headed first African Adam? And then I go on to say, African Adam has a penis. If we go back and look at the elongated-headed Africans around the Giza pyramid in ancient Egypt, we're looking at King Tut, Pharaoh Akhenaten. They all have penises between their legs. So if we switch and fast forward back onto the Area 51 alien, which resembles the Templemount alien. Now remember, this Templemount alien has a long watermelon shaped head, and what's amazing about the Templemount alien is that it is directly connected to the stealth pyramid of Dozier, okay, and the stealth pyramid of Saqqara. This might be the reason why the foundation that supports the Golden Dome, the outer wall area, has these stealth pyramid E images connected to ancient Babylon, Black African stealth pyramid civilizations of Ham. So as we go back and look at the Alien 1 image, this alien would not have a penis between its legs. In fact, it would have smooth skin where a woman's vagina would be. So this means that the God is not a man category that we read within the mistranslated King James Bible can directly be applied to the 4 feet tall, big black oval-shaped eyes, 3 fingers and 1 thumb on each hand, H2925 alien that created the first elongated-headed African Andromeda race within our solar system. Now we're talking about the Pangea time period when the blue basketball-shaped Earth was not had a pancake-shaped piece of land in the South Pole area. Now this one world mass, okay, called Pangea, had a central mound in the middle. Now this central mound was a huge colonizing pyramid, okay, and it represents common ice and Chinese satellite image orbiting pyramid 7 form that was placed on YouTube as the Chinese astronomers filmed a comet shaped like a pyramid that was surrounded by a ball of bright glowing hydrogen light. And this, within that white light, we see a pyramid. And surrounding that pyramid, within that glowing holy hydrogen light creation of plasma ball, hydrogen light, we see 2 huge rotating circular motherships. Now remember, this was placed on YouTube by the Chinese astronomers as we now reconnect an orbiting pyramid to the first elongated African Andromeda race. So this means that the 4 feet tall, big black oval-shaped aliens, they had 3 fingers and 1 thumb on each hand, that created the book of Genesis 1:26, first elongated African Adam. These aliens ascended up out of our 5th dimensional solar system space-time, and they did this by utilizing a moving quantized black space field equation where they cubed black space. So now this cube that NASA filmed orbiting around our sun is connected to the Ethiopian stone cross-shaped building structure in Lalibela ceiling post area, where it's connected to the Dome of the Rock Step Pyramid E image. So we see the same Step Pyramid foundation in which we see in the Dome of the Rock outer wall that supports the Golden Dome. So this Step Pyramid is the foundation of the Ethiopian stone cross-shaped building structure in Lalibela base area. Now, if we go into the cross-shaped building structure in Lalibela and look up at the ceiling, we're going to see a stone 6-point star that has a cube in the center. Okay, but if we go back to ancient Babylon, now remember, this is where the book of Psalms, 105th chapter, 23rd verse, within the 400-year-old mistranslated King James Bible text, the European Gentile nation that was supposed to have been telling the story about the 12th African continent drive in which the GIZA, SPHINX line of ancient Judea and Jerusalem ruled over.